Ozzy Osbourne, the legendary Prince of Darkness, passed away on July 28, 2025. The world woke up to heartbreaking news that morning. News that shook the music industry and millions of fans around the globe. At the age of 76, the man who had dominated heavy metal for over 5 decades was no longer with us. According to official medical reports, Ozzy died peacefully at his home in Buckinghamshire, surrounded by family. The cause of death was complications related to Parkinson's disease, a condition he had been battling for several years. Despite his health struggles, Ozzy had always tried to maintain his connection to music and his fans. He fought hard until the end, but sadly, his body could no longer keep up. Just hours after the announcement of his passing, Ozzy's wife, Sharon Osbourne, released a heartfelt public statement. She said Ozzy wasn't just a musician, he was a husband, a father, a fighter, and a soul too big for this world. His love for music and his fans kept him going through every obstacle. We ask for privacy as we try to deal with this incredible loss. The message, though brief, spoke volumes. Sharon and Ozzy's bond had lasted decades. Through controversies, health scares, and career highs and lows, they remained inseparable. Her words echoed the pain of a woman who had just lost not only a partner, but a lifelong friend and warrior. Fans from all over the world began sharing their memories, old concert videos, TV moments, and personal stories about how Ozzy's music changed their lives. Many remembered his incredible stage presence, the energy, the wild antics, and the raw passion. Just days before his death, Ozzy had spoken publicly about his hope to return to performing. He had even mentioned plans to record one more song. It was clear he had no plans to slow down creatively, even as his health worsened. One of Ozzy's last major performances took place in 2022 at the closing ceremony of the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. That show turned out to be a historic moment, a powerful reminder of what Ozzy represented. His voice may have weakened, but his spirit was fully alive. The crowd roared as he sang Paranoid with Black Sabbath guitarist Tony Iommi. That brief reunion became a highlight in his later career and, unknowingly, one of his final live public moments. It wasn't just a performance, it was a message. He still had it. He still wanted to be seen, heard, and remembered. Ozzy's final years weren't just about looking back. He was still active in the studio. His 2022 album, Patient No. 9, was well received and featured some of the biggest names in rock and metal. It showed that even after all these years, he could evolve and inspire. He was working on another album in 2024 and had teased a collaboration with several younger artists. It's tragic to think that those ideas and sounds may now remain unfinished. But what he left behind was more than enough to cement his legacy forever. Now, as fans and the industry tried to process this loss, attention turned toward how his life would be honored. On July 30, 2025, just 2 days after his death, the city of Birmingham, his birthplace and the home of Black Sabbath, witnessed a rare public procession in his memory. His funeral march passed through Broad Street, right near the iconic Black Sabbath Bridge. Thousands of fans lined the streets, many of them dressed in black, holding flowers, singing, crying, and paying tribute. A live brass band, Boston Brass, played some of Ozzy's most iconic tunes as the procession moved slowly through the crowd. The atmosphere was heavy, but united. This wasn't just a goodbye, it was a celebration of a life that had touched millions. The entire event was live-streamed, allowing fans from around the world to be part of this historic farewell. This was followed by a more private and intimate funeral held in Gerrards Cross, Buckinghamshire, the same place where Ozzy lived. During his final days, the ceremony was attended only by close family and a few friends. Sharon, along with their children, Kelly, Jack, and Amy, were seen entering the venue, visibly emotional, but standing strong. In a touching moment during the ceremony, British musician Youngblood gave a special reading, one that captured the rebellious and emotional side of Ozzy's personality. It was clear that every element of the funeral had been carefully planned by the family to honor him in a way that felt genuine and close to the man they knew. Back in Birmingham, fans continued to leave tributes, flowers, candles, old vinyl records, handwritten letters, all placed near the Black Sabbath bridge. Social media platforms were flooded with messages of love and heartbreak. Tributes poured in from fellow musicians around the globe, from Metallica to Elton John, from Slipknot to Paul McCartney. Everyone acknowledged the same truth. Ozzy Osbourne was a one-of-a-kind artist who could never be replaced. His influence stretched beyond music. He was a cultural icon, a man who broke barriers, challenged norms, and survived against all odds. Whether it was biting the head off a bat on stage, becoming a reality TV star, or being open about his mental health and addictions, Ozzy always kept it real. He was never afraid to show his flaws. That honesty made him relatable to fans from all walks of life. For his family, the days ahead will no doubt be filled with grief. But they can also be proud of the fact that Ozzy Osbourne didn't just make music, he made history. His albums will continue to play. His interviews will continue to inspire. And his name will always be mentioned when talking about the greatest legends of rock. What made Ozzy special wasn't just his voice or style, it was his spirit. He survived things that would have destroyed most people, and through every challenge, he kept giving more music, more honesty, more of himself. He never stopped being Ozzy. Even in his final interviews, he talked about the future. He wasn't afraid of death, but he was full of plans. That's the kind of artist he was, always moving, always creating. As this chapter closes, one thing is clear. The world will never forget Ozzy Osbourne. His voice, his attitude, and his legacy will live on in every headbanger, every rebellious teenager, every musician who dares to be different. He was the voice of a generation, the soul of a genre, and now, a legend etched into the history of music forever. Rest in peace. Ozzy, you may be gone, but your music and spirit will echo for generations to come.